Hey, Aries, Intuitive Soul Coach here with your October 2024 career reading. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right. I'm getting a few messages here right away for you, Aries. If you're thinking about signing up for that class, course, or workshop, or there is some sort of training involved or higher education, I feel like it's time to not put it off. Okay, time to not put it off. Or some of you, you're not putting it off and you are taking that course or class. And I feel like that is part of your journey when it comes to career at this time, for those of you that resonates with. Yeah, King of Cups. I feel like this is actually going to put you in a position where you could bring in multiple streams of income, or this is something you may love. You may be taking courses or classes because you love what you're studying, or you want to learn more. You may even want to master your craft. I'm getting the 8 of Pentacles here for you. Now, I am seeing some of you, there's been struggle. There's been some struggle, yeah, with the Strength, with the Denial, and the Peacemaker card. Some of you, this has been struggle with getting recognized or getting noticed in some way, shape, or form. Some of you had a bit of a fall, okay, maybe a fall from grace with the 6 of Wands. Oh, 7 of Swords. This could have been an empty promise. Someone may have given you an empty promise, or they may have told you something that was not true. And I feel like there's also, someone may have said something to cover their own behind, okay? I almost feel like there may have been conflict in a dynamic where there were mistruths in order to cover themselves, but that may have included some sort of lie or misconception in some way, shape, or form where you ended up in the midst of it, okay? I do feel like you're receiving help. You have angelic help out here, and you have Peacemaker. So if there was some sort of injustice, I am really getting that justice showing up. So I'll be curious to see what your outcome is. Well, there's the Queen of Swords, and she holds, the justice here. She is the one that brings it. And I feel like there's going to be potentially some sort of legal action here or legal ramifications for a situation. And I'm also getting karma being restored and balanced. And as I say that, you have the Temperance, which is the card of balance. And that's what you're doing here is you've been praying, you've been asking the universe for help. I do feel like you may have even gone in a situation, move forward in some sort of denial, or perhaps someone around you was in denial about what was really happening here. And yeah, there's the empty promise that I mentioned in your hopes and fears. So the Denial card says if you've been putting up a false front, or if someone else around you has been putting up a false front, I do feel like that is something that is going to show up during this eclipse time. And your outcome is the King of Swords. So we have the King and Queen of Swords. They take care of business. So even though we don't see the justice out here, I definitely see that ethics and perhaps legalities, or just finding a sense of balance here, because we have King and Queen of Swords. And bottom of the deck, Page of Wands. There's a new opportunity here, and I feel like this is heaven sent. Now you also have angelic help showing up here. So it says this is the time to trust in the universe and know you will be provided for, because some of you, that trust piece is crucial. It is pivotal on your career journey, because more so now than ever, because you've had the 7 of Swords in the past. Some of you, this could have been self-deception. Okay, for some of you, if you work for yourself here, I do feel like you've outgrown an old version of yourself, or that version of yourself that told yourself you had to stay small, right? Or you couldn't soar, or you may have held back on something. I feel like it's time for you to really spread your wings here, Aries. And if you've been fed empty promises, like I said, it is time to take off the mask. And we see that here with the actual mask. Now, it says there is a career or blessing lining up for you. So stay positive and believe. Angelic help is here. And with the King and Queen of Swords, when they come together, there is balance. There is integrity. This isn't about games. I feel like the truth will be revealed and karmic justice will be had. And it looks like some of you, this is going to move forward. And I see the peacemaker here, and you see that there is, the flag. So there may be some sort of liberation. Someone could be let go because of something that may have been unjust, or you could be applying diplomacy to a situation. You may even be in a career that has to do with politics, or maybe it's too political for some of you. This could also be globally showing up in October, and it may affect you in some way, shape, or form. This talks about negotiations, unions, contracts, or any peacemaking careers. Or this just could be, finding balance and finding peace within this new opportunity that you might not see coming. Page of Wands at the bottom of the deck. This may come in hot, right? It's like something comes in hot off the press. And if you are dealing with a coworker or a boss or someone that just, I feel like they're not who they express themselves to be in some way, shape, or form, or they may put on a front for a certain group of people, but then this group, I almost feel like chameleon energy here showing up. So I'm not sure if this Seven of Swords, is a boss, if this could even be you, where you are adapting to something new here because your circumstances have changed in some way. Now, with the peacemaker, it says approach this situation with a win-win attitude, especially if there's business deals here, okay? So some of you, this may even be regarding, your finances. Yes, these are career readings, but we also look at finances and money and career as well. So if you're dealing with some sort of legal injustice in your personal life or your professional life, I feel like it's going to be a balanced outcome, and I feel like you will be happy here because this Page of Wands does tell me that there's going to be a new message or new communication or something quick that comes up for you after perhaps being in denial or someone around you not being able to see the full picture. Now we also have on the denial card, it did show up in reverse, which is good because I feel like this is opening up, and this may be part of what the eclipse season is bringing is, coming out of this denial energy. Perhaps you are insisting that reality be something other than it is, or maybe a boss or a coworker, someone that you are dealing with, their reality may have been altered in some way, shape, or form, but it was heavily affecting you. What are you refusing to see? It's better to live in truth than a lie. You know what I feel? I feel like this peacemaker, it almost feels like you are the catalyst to some sort of peace or some sort of balancing up of karma. You may see past people's BS. Even if you're not specifically dealing with the Seven of Swords, I feel like when people are wearing a false front, right? You're able to read energy quite significantly. And some of you are really working with your angels at this time in your career to help bring peace to what's hidden, right? The Seven of Swords, to help people feel, more hopeful. And there's a new opportunity. Pay attention to the signs your angels send you during this time. And I feel like angel numbers is a significant one. Some of you, it's going to be 11, 11, 12, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm also getting triple or quadruple fours. So some of you may really be seeing a lot of 4s or even 8s as well, or numbers that you just happen to add up and they equal up to 4 or 8. Now, with this peacemaker, you make a really good negotiator, or you are someone who is able to bring peace to situations that are not peaceful, right? If there's some sort of debate, you may at times get pulled into it, and you might not want to be pulled into it, but that is your energy of peace. I mean, the opposite on the wheel for you, Aries, is Libran energy, which is the peacemaker, right? And we actually have Libran energy here, and October is Libran season. So you could be very much making peace with a situation that you had been in denial with, or others have been. I'm also seeing a mass production, mass email list, or like mass mail going out in some way, shape, or form. Some of you, there is something around working with people who have a higher vibrational frequency, okay, or working with people who share a common goal, and they want to serve, or you want to serve in some way, or feel emotionally satisfied. Now, bottom of the deck, you have Gaia. You have Gaia, and it says, trust that the universe has a better plan than you do. So there's 2 cards that really highlight trust. Okay, so, and the third card is the 7 of Swords, which when the 7 of Swords shows up, we really have a difficult time trusting, because so many people have betrayed us in some way, shape, or form, or you see through it and you just don't trust. You're like, nah, I see through it. This person's wearing a mask. That person's not being honest. That person is, turning into a chameleon depending on their energy or where they're at in circumstances or environments even. But the Gaia card says protecting the planet. Some of you are working with herbs. You're working with nature in some way, or you are required at this time to spend time in nature to be healed, soothe, and regroup. Now, I also see here multiple sources of income for some of you, if I didn't say that already, because we actually have odd jobs at the bottom and we have easy does it. Consider creating multiple streams of income at this time. Second jobs, odd jobs. Now, freedom may be more important to you at this time than perhaps some sort of bondage. I'm getting you are bonded to maybe a situation, but you want out, you want freedom. Yes, you want security, but I feel like with the heart in the center, the King of Cups, you want to be emotionally invested and do what you love. And I feel like you may be moving in a direction. Well, you are, because I see fast movement here. You have a lot of quick energy coming in for you. So don't be surprised if things take a turn for you quite quickly once the cat is out of the bag, or once some sort of truth really comes up within you or within the energy, or something is revealed here in a big way to you, because sometimes it's okay to take a transition job, and you may be in that transition job, even if it doesn't lead to, where you're going per se. You may just be bringing in money to survive, right? To pay the bills. But I feel like you're in a transition period and you're exactly where you are meant to be. And there's a new opportunity that is going to really king or queen you up in some way, shape, or form when it comes to your career. Now we have easy does it. Now this is the third card at the bottom of the deck. So this could be a little bit further out for some of you within the next 3 years. But it says here, slow and steady wins the race. This is not a good time to rush, right? Don't rush, which is interesting because we see a lot of fast-paced energy. So try to be mindful of the quickness around you, because there are very, very important parts of this transition period that you don't want to miss. Okay, you don't want to miss, because it's crucial to your learning. You're going to need what you've learned, in this time frame, in this period, to move forward and to continue moving steadily. It says, don't get involved in any get rich schemes. But what I feel like this means is also some of you may have been part of identity theft or some sort of theft or get rich quick or scammed in some way, shape, or form. You may now be beefing up on your security, or perhaps you're looking at your investments and seeing what is beneficial, what is maybe increasing, what's decreased. I feel like you're taking a little bit of inventory on career matters this month. And we do see here easy energy, and it feels like, it feels like you've been working towards this goal. You can see here that he's working out, and we don't get muscles overnight, right? It takes time, it takes dedication, and it takes consistency. So those three things, time, dedication, and consistency, all play a role in this path. So you have time, even though it feels like, you're running out of time or there's not enough time in the day. I feel like you have what it takes to really bring in financial abundance here for you. Now, it's tricky though at times because you want to follow your heart, you want to honor your heart, but can you find ways to do that? For those of you that are in that transitionary period of being in a job at this time, but you really want to be doing something else, or you want to work with a new group of people or a new community of people here, maybe a new business, a new organization. I feel like you're rising above here, maybe raising your vibrations in order to, manifest. And I see here Gaia and angelic help. Your prayers will be answered in a very profound way. So the angels are sending you signs. Some of you really want to work with nature, animals, herbs, or the planet. And I feel like you can still do what you love while you are growing and maintaining here a financial status of some sort. Now, you start off with the King of Cups, which is peaceful diplomacy. Now, I really like this because a lot of the denial that I see here, or Seven of Swords, and even the empty promises, looks like this has been an energy of the past. And it looks like it's more in a fear position than it is showing up in the energy or the future. Okay, so this is diplomacy. I feel like this is tact. This is honesty and integrity. And if you're worried how someone is perceiving you, if you already have entered into this new opportunity, or if there's been some sort of communication, or if this is an interview or interview process and you're worried, I feel like you come across to a person or an individual or an organization as diplomatic, someone who may be very well put together, very well dressed. You may really activate that passion within you. You may want the position because, it fulfills you in some way, shape, or form. And I feel like they're seeing that within you. Okay, so if this is you putting yourself out there, I mean, he looks sharp. He has his cufflinks. He has, his bow tie. He's dressed to impress. And I feel like if this is you, you are definitely impressing here. But again, what other people think, people could be jealous of your success. So that may be the denial part. Okay, if you are finally, moving ahead here in some way, or you finally have made peace with the past, but let's say those people are still back there trying to get to where you are, I feel like there could be some gossip, there could be some jealousy here. And I also see people maybe putting up a front saying that they're happy for you or happy for your happiness, but they could be not as honest when they're behind your back, right? Or when they're not in front of you. And that may be that chameleon energy. But again, what other people think of you is none of your business. But I see here, if you're worried about how maybe the people who are interviewing you or the people that you want to impress in some way, I feel like they're going to see your true colors. And what we see crossing your path is the Six of Wands. Now, this is your opportunity. The opportunity here is, accomplishment, fame, recognition, victory, leadership. This is a powerful energy you see in the background. Everybody's cheering him on. The spotlight is on him. So Six of Wands, you have the opportunity to really be recognized and maybe in the spotlight or professionally, fame-wise. I feel like this has been a struggle though. It has been a struggle because it's showing up, as the opportunity. And the reason why I see it being a struggle is because someone has overlooked you, or you felt like you've been alienated, or maybe the past people, they don't recognize you anymore because you're not on their wavelength, right? And they're jealous. So what do people do? They try to pull you back down. And I feel like you're not having it with the Six of Wands. Okay, don't let other people pull you down to their level if they're jealous or they're projecting or they're resentful or, they're lying about things or, Seven of Swords isn't fun. It is someone who could cheat, right? Cheat to get away with something, cheat on a test. This can also be, I'm getting illusion, some sort of illusion. An unethical situation may have occurred and someone was blindfolded to it. It's almost like this person was getting credit for maybe your work and you just felt unrecognized in some way. But I feel like you're putting there's some sort of balance coming in. I wouldn't say you're putting a stop to it. That could be the case here for those of you dealing with maybe HR, or you are dealing with someone who's going to get caught here. I absolutely feel if this is someone else who's been manipulative or cunning in some way, I feel like this dishonesty stemmed from a fear or a desired outcome. This person basically wanted it all and they were willing to do what it took to lie or manipulate to get it, but it's going to backfire. Yeah, it's going to backfire. And even though you may have been in someone's wrath or you may have got the short end of the stick, I feel like the lessons that needed to play out in a situation have, and it's going to cause a rebalancing of the karmic cycle or of karma. Now, below you here, you have the Strength card. You've gone through a lot here, Aries, when it comes to your career, but you're stronger because of it, right? You've exhausted your endurance at times. Sometimes you wanted to give up. It would be so much easier to give up. And I absolutely love the Strength card. It's one of my favorites. You see here that this guy has a prosthetic limb and he is running. And it reminds me of the Bethany, I forget her name, Bethany. She is the one that was on her surfboard laying there and that great white shark came up and bit off her arm. She could have let that situation take over where she never got on the board again. And nobody would have blamed her for it, right? We can choose. We have that choice to, move on. And she may have never, that could have brought a lot of fear and a lot of, giving up. Like that's a dream that she had. But what did she do? She endured the strength and she chose to come back and just kill it in a positive way. She chose to go on and I think be some sort of Olympic surfer that motivated so many other people. And I feel like you've gone through situations, I don't want to say similar. I hope you didn't get any arms or limbs bit off, but I feel like you've gone through those painful times regarding your finances, regarding your career, or just feeling like you wanted to completely give up. And you're still here today, right? The foundation is that you are stronger now than ever before. And I think I read someplace that Bethany, she was actually stronger and more confident than she was prior to that accident. So what doesn't kill you makes you stronger here. And I do feel like you have this confidence that at times you question, am I good enough? Do I have what it takes? And I feel like sometimes you have to reach into that reservoir tank, Aries, and you have to remind yourself how strong you are and how far you've come, and that you're not going to let any shark, right? Any shark take you down with the Seven of Swords. You're not going to let the past behaviors of others hold you back. You're not going to let the negative words or, comments of others, even if it's a limiting belief that's been conditioned into your mind over and over and over in the past. I feel like you're choosing a new way. You're choosing a new way. And I also see you're not alone. That's why you have the angelic presence here. So when it comes to career, what's coming in is something is coming in here hot. You have the Knight of Swords. So this king and queen, I feel like they're coming together. They're coming together here. And I feel like there's going to be action. This king and queens could be a partnership. I see new soul contracts, business contracts, legal settlements, or documentation. There is a joining of forces that's like fire, right? Whoosh, it takes off. And even though this isn't a fire sign, I do get here with the Six of Wands and even that Page of Wands, that's fire energy. And so is the Strength. It's almost as if this is what it takes to get that fire lit behind you, and it's going to take off. Chariot. Now let's roll back here for a minute. The potential here is for something to go all the way, go quite quickly. There could be some movement that does happen quite quickly here for you with this Knight of Swords. This is swift action. It's precision. It takes courage. The Knight of Swords, when he comes in, he is dressed in, the gear he needs. So he's not acting impulsively. You don't see him riding around without a helmet, without the right gear. There is a level of security, and I feel sometimes the Knight of Swords gets a bad rap of being too impulsive and not taking calculated risks, but he does. You can see that this is a calculated risk, and it is going to be a risk, but it's actually going to cause there to be movement, just like the dominoes effect. It's as if once this one thing falls into place, everything else kind of comes with it here. This is confidence, communication, voicing your ideas. Some of you, it could feel or be as simple as speaking up, sharing, what you know, sharing your idea. This could be speaking up and having some sort of conversation or communication with someone to make sure you're on the same page here. This is also about charging ahead with intellect, okay? Because if there has been some miscommunication, if there has been a crossover in some way where someone's lines were crossed and it wasn't good, I feel like there's going to be a meeting here, a meeting of minds, or something being addressed in a profound way. And it needs to be honest. Knight of Swords, King of Swords, Queen of Swords. I mean, they are bluntly honest at times. And the fact that we have two king and queens showing up both in the upright, this is a partnership that, is going to get straight to it, straight down to business. We're not just talking about things. We're taking it from the talking stage to the action. And that's why we see the Chariot and the Knight coming up here. Queen of Swords is very strategic. We see a lot of mind in here, Aries. So with this energy, you could be searching. You could be into market research, searching for new geography. I'm getting like location wise. Some of you are looking at maps or topography in some way, shape, or form, because she is holding the atlas there. And I also see you're looking. There's something about looking for facts, looking for evidence, looking for some sort of truth, finding peace, making peace. There could be some sort of evidence. I'm getting some sort of evidence that, it comes in here that changes the game. Okay, some sort of evidence. And this evidence could be, a part of your resume, or it could be, something that may have been missing that puts it all together. It doesn't have to just be in the physical. I mean, this evidence could be, it could be the final word that you say with the King of Cups, right? That applies some sort of diplomacy, and that is the evidence needed that wraps something up here. Okay, so I feel like this is a good thing. This is a good thing, but it may require you to speak up, to step up into a situation here. It may require, you to be in the spotlight, and maybe that scares you, but I feel like this is good. I mean, I don't see, massive endings. I don't see, Three of Swords or anything of that nature out here. I just feel, if anything, there's going to be action after a period of stagnancy, or some tempers may have been hot and heavy and heated. For others of you, this could be recklessness, but you are taking a new calculated risk moving forward, because there may have been a plan that was based on false accusation or false premise, or it just was unstable. Some of you, this is a plan because this was mental. A lot of mental energy went into this, but I feel like maybe the heart or the emotional piece was left out, and maybe that's the evidence. That's the game changer, because they keep highlighting here the King of Cups. It's as if some sort of heart was missing out of a situation and it may have faltered, right? But I feel with the Temperance, this has been a long time coming, or, this is time for patient balance as these energies are being brought together by divine forces, is what I'm getting here with the Gaia and the angelic help. Some of you may have also had some sort of workman's medical leave or workman's comp. You may have gotten hurt at work. Okay, or there's something around, I'm getting hurt with the Strength card. This could be a mental breakdown, or some of you needed to take an absence or a leave of some sort, possibly surgery. For others of you, maybe you had to take care of, a family member, and maybe you were worried about gossip, or you were worried about what things would be like when you came back. Okay, but I feel like the time has come. The Chariot showing up in the environment is quite powerful. The Chariot is Cancer energy. It's fast forward. It's control. It's a control dynamic. When this shows up in the upright, which a lot of your cards have today been, very energized, I would say, is how I'm picking up on your energy. Very energized and like a back on track. Okay, Knight of Swords, maybe back into some sort of routine where you feel like you have a good hold on control, okay? Instead of feeling like you're all over the place, all over the road, feeling like the steering wheel isn't quite right, and you're just, you're swerving, and the brakes aren't quite right, and it just feels like, everything's chaotic and a mess. I feel like that's what's coming back into balance here, and you're focusing on staying within your lane, and everything feels like it's starting to work better, okay? But you may have had a situation happen here. I also see travel. You could be traveling in the month of October. Maybe you just came back from travel, or you're preparing to travel. This could be a business trip. It could be personal. Some of you may even travel for work. There could be a new company vehicle coming in, or last minute travel. For some of you, you're persevering. I see your willpower is strong. Not only do you have the Strength card here, which is your fellow fire sign, Leo, I feel like you are persevering and you're moving forward with something that could have been a wish, or it may be a wish of yours, because in your hopes and fears, you have the Nine of Cups, which is the wish fulfillment. So typically, because it's in the hopes and fears, we read it both as reversal and as hope. It did show up here as, right now you feel like there's been empty promises that have not been fulfilled, or you feel like masks have been worn in some way, shape, or form. But the hope is that you're going to receive a wish. The hope is that things will be exposed, that karmic, injustice or some sort of situation that may have been unethical or unfair, there's a rebalancing, basically. A rebalancing. And I'm also getting trials and tribulations and redemption. Okay, that's deep. It reminds me of judgment. So some of you, there may have been, or you're worried about judgments cast upon you. Like I said, if it's judgments from people who want what you have, don't even let their judgments penetrate into your energy field. Okay, not your circus, not your monkeys. Don't let their energy of jealousy or sabotage or whatever it may be, don't let them penetrate your wish, because it's showing up in your energy for a reason. Now, the outcome is the King of Swords. So we see again the Queen in the near future and the outcome, the King. There's the balance between these two energies. Yes, this could be physical. This could be a partnership coming into balance here. I'm getting like a handshake. Yeah, I see two people handshaking here. Spirit is saying flip the deck. Writer. Yeah, it could be written. I saw a handshake, but it could be a written agreement here with the Writer card. Some of you are bloggers, content writers, book writers, or perhaps you're going to be like editorial or documentations. You could work with paperwork. Your words have power to influence, and it's time to share your gift with the world. Okay, well, for some of you, you are taking a calculated risk to put your words out there, because words are powerful. That's why it's called spelling, right? It's spells, putting spells out there. So being mindful, tactful, and diplomatic. I mean, there's the scales that I kept picking up on. There's the justice scales here on the King of Swords. And you see that she's holding that sword. So any sort of truth that was hidden or it may not have been revealed is going to be uncovered. And ethics are going to play a big role into this. But I also see emotion. Now, even though it says ethics over emotion, because we have the King of Cups and the King of Swords, I actually feel like, ethics play a big role of this, but emotionally you are satisfied, or emotionally this does feel good to you, because this is diplomacy and ethics joining forces. And this does look like a very favorable outcome for those of you out there who, you've gone through some failures, some setbacks, some struggles. You've had maybe a fall or two from grace. You didn't feel recognized, or for whatever reason, you weren't meant to step into the spotlight, or it wasn't your time, or it just felt like there was delay after delay with the Temperance. Now, on the Temperance card, we also have the angels. The Temperance is always represented by some sort of angelic presence, and we actually see it showing up. So I'm going to take note again and tell you on this card, this is the time to trust in the universe and know you will be provided for. Some of you, yes, there's going to be that calculated risk, but you have to trust that you will be provided for. There is a career or blessing lining up for you. Stay positive, believe. Pay attention to the signs, the numbers, the synchronicities, the calls, who you're speaking to, who you are connecting to, the messages that you're getting through your dreams, even through your meditations, because I feel like a lot of signs and downloads are coming in. You might be quite sensitive to the energies around you this month in general, but specifically this month. All right, let's get a message here. Oh, wow. Okay, this one came in right away. Did you guys see? I didn't even barely get a shuffle in. And you have Treasure Island. Treasure Island. Now, I do a lot of reading, so I don't always recall what cards show up. But I know in your 3-month reading, if you haven't checked that out yet, double check to see if Treasure Island came out for you either in October, November, or December. It just might have. I don't remember off the top of my head which one, but Treasure Island is like the Sun card. The Sun card, times 9. This is also card 9, and 9s are about completion, accomplishment. It's about service, and it can be individual achievement as well, because 9s can be a very singular energy. And 9 could be, for some of you, like me, that could be your life path number. When you add up your birth day, month, and year you were born, add all those numbers, that's your life path. And You may be a humanitarian. This could be a personal year you are in for some of you. 9 could be significant. You may be seeing the number 9 or born on the 9th. Now, Treasure Island is about the law of attraction, bringing your dreams to fruition. The results of positive thinking made manifest, abundance appearing as if from nowhere, financial gains, and the sharing of good fortune. And the prosperity message for you is this. At this time, you can be confident that success is yours. Your ideas are all hitting the mark, and you're in a true manifestation period when you will see evidence of the seeds of prosperity you planted in the past. The appearance of this card in a reading indicates that your dreams and aspirations align with concrete signs. There's the signs that we talked about, and we see the balancing taking place here all throughout your reading, but specifically with this King and Queen energy. So this could be balance within yourself that really helps you ascend to that next level. And there we see the Page of Wands bringing in some sort of message or communication that could lead to, a written contract here, or a writing career, or for some of you, peacemaking career, some sort of negotiations taking place. But this is angelically and divinely inspired. It says here, this is a very auspicious and fortunate time for business. Creative projects will flourish as inspiration strikes. Share your wealth with others too. Generosity and gratitude should lead you now. And that's what we see here. There is a lot of generosity with the King of Cups, with the heart here. We do see gratitude for, how far you've come. We see that in the peacemaker energy and the angelic help. So I do want to read you a tiny snip of the protection message for those of you that are stuck in this, fall from grace mentality, or a little bit of fear of failure mentality, and you're going round and round. I want to read this to you because some of you could be in denial about the round and round, and maybe it's hard to kind of pop out of that cycle. If you're in a state of poverty consciousness, or if you feel like you're not enough based on that 7 of Swords, even if this isn't people that you're currently around, this could be that voice in your head from maybe a parent or a teacher or someone in the past who told you weren't good enough. They told you some sort of lie with the 7 of Swords, because that's what it was. It was a lie. It was a projection. And it's not the truth, but perhaps some of you started to believe it, because when we're told something over and over, or even just one time, but it leaves such a strong emotional tie, like with the King of Cups, sometimes we hang on to that, and that can be a subconscious block when it comes to career, finances, and money. So if there's any sense of not enough that casts a shadow on your path, these ideas and core beliefs come with a high cost. Do you really want to proclaim yourself a victim of disappointment and failed expectations? Are you avoiding success because you will grow so tall? Look at this guy here. And this is not even the card, right? We're reading Treasure Island, but look at him. He's growing tall because he's successful. Are you avoiding success because you will grow so tall that others will want to cut you down? Or is it possible that you're caught in a fear that you will lose what you have acquired, so you hold on so tight that you miss the opportunities to expand? You are challenged to change the way you see the world and move from a perception. There's that Knight of Swords. You have a lot of perceptive energy here with the power of intellect, the power of the mind. And this is saying here, challenge yourself to see the world from a new perspective of abundance. Take a risk, for you have nothing to lose except your confinement in a prison of your own making. Open the door and find the abundance waiting for you to claim it. So I keep holding up the 6 of Wands because that goes hand in hand with the reversal of Treasure Island, because Aries, you can have it. You can have that dream. And because it's showing up here in the reverse, some of you are telling yourself, Mel, I can't, right? Whenever someone says I can't, it really means I won't. I won't because it's not a priority. It's not important enough, or it's something that, I'm not as focused on, and that's okay. But that won't piece gives us more power. So I want you to take a look at where you say I can't, and I want you to switch that verbiage to I won't, and see yourself taking back your power. And then if you don't like that, right, change it, do something about it. It doesn't mean that you're lazy. It doesn't mean that you're not successful, right? It does mean though that you're taking accountability on a situation, but I feel like you have this abundance here right in front of you. So for those of you that may be stuck in a little bit of a loop, but for others of you, I definitely see a lot of peace coming in here. So I like this. All right, let's get a few messages from your spirit animals. At this time, Aries, I just ask if you can, please close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in from your solar plexus chakra, your belly area. Nice big deep inhale. Hold it as long as you can. And release through your mouth with a nice big sigh. And with your eyes still closed, if you're safely able to do so, please tune into your third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you to imagine the first animal or animals that show up in your mind's eye. Now this could be an animal that flies high in the sky. It could be an animal that swims deep in the sea. Perhaps your animals are wild, magical, mystical, or even domesticated. It could be a pet that's crossed over the rainbow bridge, one that's recently crossed your path in the great outdoors, or maybe even one that you have currently by your side or at home. There is no right or wrong answer, Aries. And if you need a moment, just pause the video and come back when you're ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, where I draw one winner around the first of the month, and I post right back here on the channel. So please make sure you've hit that subscribe and bell button so you don't miss that notification. All right, what do we have here for Aries? What are the messages? So you have here, bottom of the deck, Beaver, lay a solid foundation, which I feel like you have. You have laid a strong foundation for yourself, and I feel like you're moving forward. You have Bat, a rebirth is assured. Yeah, a lot of you remember that transition period that we were talking about in the beginning of your reading. A rebirth is assured. And if there has been conflict, this is number 5, which can be conflict, change, travel, obstacles. I feel like, here's the lion, I feel like there's a strength of overcoming this here, and it's happening now in the month of October, which is also a 1 month, new beginnings. Now you have lion spirit, be generous of spirit. I feel like this is spirit being generous and really helping you overcome your challenges with the lion card, this Leo energy. And I'm also getting you facing some fears and really regaining a sense of confidence and self-control instead of doubting yourself, your gifts, your talents, and sometimes even tending to maybe fight or flight, get up out of a situation. You don't know how to deal with it. I feel like you're facing something and you're rising up because of how much you've gone through. Bobcat says, life is a mystery. Right? Life is a mystery, and it's magical and it's beautiful, and it's also card 8. So there's the 8 energy of the strength showing up again. Some of you may be 37 years old. Some of you may be born on the 5th or the 8th or the 2nd. And your final card here, Aries, for your animal spirit is the antelope. Okay, the antelope. And it said, life is speeding up. Card 2. 2 is also about partnerships. 2 is about choices, duality, reflection, and diversity as well. So some of you, you're speeding right into a new partnership or a new collaboration, or you're going to make a choice that puts you on the path of a new direction. So bat, lion, bobcat. Some of you, it was some form of cat. Okay, it may have been a cougar, it may have been a house cat, an ocelot. You take it as it resonates, but I'm getting some of you may have seen multiple cats. And then we have antelope here. You may have even seen some sort of African animal with the antelope, okay? So definitely speeding up, and I see quite quickly. So it could be a very, very busy month. Be sure to find peace in your life, in your calendar, in your schedule. You might have to schedule, some downtime now. For those of you that are like, nah, Mel, I'll be fine. Things are gonna, they're gonna be okay. I'll be able to pace it. You may thank me if you take some days right now and put it on your schedule, just for you day, or, schedule that appointment or massage or whatever it may be, that coffee with a friend. I feel like your schedule is gonna fill up quite quickly, and you may have a lot going on for you this month. So let's get any last final messages for Aries for career. Last messages here we have, you are safe. The unknown is scary. Trust, again, the word trust, right? Trust in your direction. You are right where you are meant to be. It can feel scary to do something new. Trust, because you are fully supported and safe. The action, breathe. Inhale through your nose. Bring your breath to the lowest part of your stomach. Basically what we just did here in that meditation. You might want to focus on breath work. When things get real busy, that's when you really need to focus on grounding yourself, and breath work can help you do that. Do it for rounds of 3, or, as much and as often as you want, and practice this mantra, Aries. I am safe and loved. Happy October. A lot of you, this is going to be a peak pivotal month for you career-wise. If it resonates, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you haven't already. And do drop your power animal or animals in the comment section below the video to be entered into that giveaway. Thank you so much for being here today, Aries, and tuning in. Lots of love.